What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about my Turo nightmare. I knew it was going to happen at some point, but it happened within about 120 days of me being on Turo. So I just want to go through what the financial impact was to me, talk a little bit about Turo and the insurance protection that they give, the 90-10 split or the 60-40 split and everything in between, the process of Turo helping me get the vehicle back and getting it repaired, and then what you can do to prevent this. So stay tuned. I am not in town, so I have not seen the vehicle in person, but I have an employee that has taken some pictures and sent them to me, so I'm going to upload those in this video just so you can see the stills, and then talk to you about the process and how I ultimately came out, if I lost money or I didn't. So I'm about 4 months into Turo. I have a 17 Jeep Wrangler. I got about 36 grand in this thing. Low mileage vehicle. It's been rented consistently since day one. It goes out on a Monday morning. They pick it up at the airport. They pay for an airport delivery. They pay for prepaid fuel. No big deal. Nothing out of the ordinary. I message her a couple times on Turo. She gives me a different cell phone number. She responds a couple times and then she just stops responding. So Friday at 10 a.m. comes around. The vehicle's supposed to be delivered. She just ghosts me. Fortunately, I had just put a GPS on this Jeep the week before, and I see that it's just sitting at this location. It had been moving around between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., and then it just has been sitting there. So I look at the satellite view. It seems to be a scrapyard. So I call one of my employees and I ask him to go get the vehicle towed back to me to see what kind of damage there is. And within about an hour, he calls me back and he said it's been involved in a high-speed police chase. The police had to use spike strips to stop the vehicle, and my guest thought it was a good idea at 100 miles an hour to remove the tops and to throw them at the cops to try to deter the cops from catching them. So I go to Turo and I file a claim, and they were, I'll tell you, super responsive. So I get a quote to get the Jeep towed back to me. It's in Kentucky. I'm in West Virginia. It's about a $500 tow bill. But before I can hire somebody, Turo calls me. They have the vehicle towed to me for free. They ask me where I wanted to take it. They escalate the claim for me. They go through about a 2 or 3 week process of giving an estimate. I'm on a 90-10 insurance plan with Turo, but before I get into that, so I get the vehicle back, and I'll put some pictures in just in a minute, but the 2 front tires are completely trashed. The roof is gone. There's damage to the roof. It smells disgusting. There's marijuana and other drug paraphernalia in the car. It is full of personal items. The 2 front floorboards are full of water because it was pouring rain after the police chase. And it's just filthy. But it starts up, and it seems to be okay mechanically, but I still have to check that once I get the tires put back on. Turo sends me finally a claim that says it's $2,519. It seems very low to me. Tires were about $800. The roof is $3,000 or $4,000, and cleaning. They did send me cleaning fee of about $400 immediately, plus the $700 and some for the rental. So they said all I have to do is fill out a supplement from whatever repair shop I go to, and that I should be able to get whatever the actual cost of replacement is on everything. Because I'm on a 90-10 plan, it's a $2,500 deductible. So because it happened so early in my Turo career, 4 months in, I wanted to see if it really was worth it to get that extra 30% compared to the 60-40 plan where I would have zero deductible. I've done about $7,100 on Turo since I started. And because I've received 90% of that, So the total was about 8,800 or whatever that number is, 80 some $100 total, minus the 10% Turo takes $800. So I got $7,100, something like that. If I would have chosen the 60/40 plan, I would have paid them an additional $2,500. So essentially, I have received enough to cover my deductible. If I went a year without a damage claim, then I would have been really far ahead. Some of the things that I learned about in this process is I think the Jeep is too costly. I think I'd be much better off, and my return on investment would be much better if I was between $10,000 and $15,000 cost on the vehicle on Turo. The second thing that I think is very helpful is if this was my personal car, I would have been torn up. But because I bought this car specifically for a rental, then it's just an asset that it's going to be fixed. And if it's, too trashed, I'll just take it to the auction and sell it and get another one. If it was my personal vehicle, I would be upset and I'd probably stop using Turo. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about getting on Turo. Is if you love your car, I suggest you not put it on Turo. People are not going to take care of a rental like you're going to take care of your car, or like you'd like them to take care of your car. The other thing I learned is a GPS is super helpful in getting the vehicle back. You can see exactly where it is. I pay about, I think it's $90 for 3 years and the GPS unit itself. Well worth it. As far as Turo and their claims, they have been unbelievable. They were really proactive actually, in helping me get the vehicle back, paying me immediately. Going through the claim process, it took them about 3 weeks, but they sent me the money as soon as they got the claim, and then the process of how to do a supplemental claim if they undervalued what the damage was. So overall, I think it's a great process. I definitely recommend GPS. I recommend not using a car that you're in love with or you need to rely on for your own transportation. And I think that the 90/10 plan, if you have the finances to pay the $2,500 deductible, I think you'll be far ahead in the long run. The only caveat is if you have a big damage claim in the first few months of you being on Turo, then you might be a little bit upside down. But if you're fortunate enough to have some great experiences and great guests, then you're going to be far ahead to take the larger amount of each rental and pay the $2,500 deductible or the $2,000 deductible, whatever the plan is that you want. It's 60/40, I think 70/30, 80/20, or 90/10. So worst case scenario, the car was stolen, it was in a high-speed police chase, it was impounded, but it still worked out okay. So in the end, I'm going to get a few, probably $500 to $700 reimbursement on top of the $400 and the rental fee of $700 and some dollars. So overall, I am still ahead of the game on this rental, and it'll be back in the rental program within another week or two. Just waiting on parts. So I hope this was helpful. Watch my other videos if you want to know more about my experience on Turo or Airbnb.